What happens when one of the most powerful men in Hollywood sits in that chair, and the mask starts to slip? Johnny Depp built an empire on charm, on mystery, on being the guy the whole world rooted for. But today, the other side gets their turn. And they come armed with his own words. Text messages he sent. Confessions he typed out himself. Things you cannot unspin, cannot reframe, cannot blame on anyone else. Millions of dollars. A reputation. A legacy. All of it sitting on a razor's edge. What you're about to see changed everything. Keep watching.
All right. Circuit Court of Fairfax County is now in session. The Honorable Penny Ascarani presiding. Please be seated.
Good morning. All right, do we have any preliminary matters before the jury?
Just one exhibit to hand out.
Oh, perfect. Which exhibit?
1458, Your Honor.
1458.
And it's with signatures redacted.
All right, with redactions. All right, that's already been entered in evidence. We'll just take a copy of it. Thank you. Anything else?
We have the thumb drive with the
with
additional.
with the knife pictures on it for me, 92 and 93. Great. Thank you. All right. I'll take any evidence you have. Perfect. All right. Anything further? All right. We're ready for the jury. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You can have a seat. All right, cross-examination.
Morning, Mr. Depp.
Morning, Mr. Roddenborn.
Yes, 2 days ago, when you first took the stand, you discussed your upbringing and some of the abuse that you suffered at the hands of your mother. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
And you testified how she abused you physically, right?
Yes, sir.
Throwing things at you, hitting you.
Yeah, there was quite a, various forms of physical abuse.
And she abused you verbally by insulting you and your siblings, right?
Yes, she did.
And you testified that sometimes that verbal abuse, that emotional abuse was worse than the beatings, right? Do you remember that?
As a child, it has more of an opportunity to plant itself in your head.
Sure.
Yes.
So you'd agree that abuse can take many forms. It can be physical, can be verbal, can be emotional, right?
Indeed.
And you testified that your dad wasn't abusive, but that you saw him punch walls when he was in an argument with your mother sometimes, right?
Excuse me. I witnessed my father, the only reaction that would be called a physical reaction from the abuse he was very stoically taking from my mother.
This is the moment the whole "I never saw violence at home" defense started cracking. Rottenborn just got Depp to admit his own father once punched him in the face and knocked him down at 15 years old. That's huge. Because Depp spent days telling this jury his dad was basically absent but not violent. So why does that matter? Because Depp is suing for $50 million, claiming Amber's abuse accusations destroyed his career. But if his own story keeps shifting, the jury starts wondering what else doesn't add up. And his response? Nobody in that courtroom was ready for it.
The corner of the wall, and I watched his hand, his hand basically shatter.
Right. Mr. Depp, your walls weren't the only thing that your father punched, were they? In fact, once he punched you in the face and knocked you down, didn't he?
Yes, when I was 15 years old, this was just before I'd dropped out of high school. One morning, yes, in my mind, I was done with school, so he had asked me to, I believe it was something, it was very, he asked me to take the dog for a walk or something, or take out the garbage, something menial, something strange, and I just said, no. And he just gave me a quick shot, pretty hefty, and it rattled my head, it rattled the cage, you know,
Sure.
birds and stuff, sure.
So the jury hadn't heard about that before. When he punched you in the face, it actually knocked you to the ground. And then when you got up, you were all too happy to take care of what he wanted you to take care of, right?
I was excited to take care of it at that
Right.
point.
And yesterday, I believe that you testified, why would you hit someone to make them agree with you? It doesn't work. You gave that testimony yesterday, didn't you?
Yes.
Now, you try to conduct yourself as a gentleman, right?
Yes, sir.
And you think that you live up to the standards of a Southern gentleman, right?
That was essentially, you know, when you have deep, deep roots in the South, in Kentucky and such, it's not just your parents, your father, your mother, it's your grandparents, it's your uncles, it's your aunts, it's this, it's that. Yes, raised to be a Southern gentleman, that is to say, when chivalry was still alive and allowed.
Right. And you think you live up to the standards of a Southern gentleman, correct?
I believe I do. I certainly have done my best all my life.
Paul Bettany's a good friend that you've done drugs with, right?
That's a strange question. Paul Bettany is a good friend. Yes.
You've done drugs with him.
Yes, I have.
Cocaine, right?
Cocaine, yes.
Alcohol,
Alcohol, yes.
pills, including Xanax and Adderall, right?
Mm. That I'm not so sure of.
Okay.
Where's he going?
Your Honor, may we approach?
All right.
I just want to discuss one thing with you,
Okay.
Ms. Myers.
Thank you.
Mr. Depp, you remember giving testimony in the trial in the UK, correct?
Yes.
And you gave that testimony under oath, right?
Yes.
You gave quite a bit of testimony in that trial, right?
I wouldn't be able to judge that myself. It felt like a lot.
Okay, well, let's take a look at some of it. If you can turn to page 45, please, in front of you. It's page 12 of the document. There's 4 transcript
Oh, I
pages.
see
on
page
the
12 of the document, certainly.
Yes, sir.
Oops. Hold on. Yes, sir.
And
12 of the document, you say?
yes, in the lower left corner, there's a page 45. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you see that on the bottom of that page, there's a discussion of Paul Bettany and the drugs that you did together. And there was a question. The question is, any sort of pills? And your answer is yes. There could have been Xanax, or if he asked for Xanax or Adderall, whatever, I would, of course, give it to him. Question, so you would supply Paul Bettany with whatever medication or controlled drugs he asked for, is that right? Answer, if he was feeling anxious or if he was feeling unpleasant, I would give him what he asked for. Question, would you give him a Xanax? Answer, yes. Did I read that right?
You certainly did, yes, sir.
And you shared, the two of you shared an enjoyment of controlled drugs or alcohol at that time, right?
The two of us were making a film together.
With respect, sir, that wasn't my question. My question was the two of you shared an enjoyment of controlled drugs and alcohol at that time. Yes or no?
At times.
Yes. And Ms. Hurd was quite adamant that you didn't drink anymore and that you should stop using recreational drugs, right?
Oh, yes.
And she didn't like it when you were high on drugs or drunk on alcohol, right?
She didn't like it when it was her perception that I was high on drugs. Okay. Her perception's quite different than the truth.
And that's what we're after, is the truth. Let's turn to, can you pull up Exhibit 178, please, Michelle?
Is that defendant's 178 or?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's all right, I just want to make sure.
Oh,
Mr. Depp,
Objection, Your Honor.
All right.
Can we approach, please?
Okay, sure. Mr. Depp, this is a text message exchange that you had with Paul Bettany on June 11th, 2013, correct?
yes, correct.
Your Honor, permission to move for admission of redacted Defendant's Exhibit 178 and permission to publish, please.
We, based off of Your Honor's ruling,
All right.
that's fine.
178 with redactions.
Michelle, could you please blow up the first text at the top? In this text, Mr. Depp, you text Mr. Bettany, "Let's burn Amber," 3 exclamation points, right? You see that?
I do see that.
And at this time, June 11, 2013, Amber is your girlfriend or perhaps even your fiance at this point, correct?
Girlfriend,
This is the moment the jury's entire perception of Johnny Depp shifted. Rottenborn just read texts Depp sent to his friend Paul Bettany, "Let's burn Amber, let's drown her before we burn her." And Depp confirmed he wrote them. About his future wife. Now remember, Depp is suing for $50 million, arguing he was the victim. So why does that matter? Because his entire case depends on him looking like the reasonable one. Those words don't sound reasonable. They sound terrifying. And Depp still has to explain them. What he says next changes everything.
Please, Michelle. You say, "Let's drown her before we burn her," 3 exclamation points. Did I read that right?
yes, it's referring to the
and you
text
didn't-
prior to.
You didn't
From Mr.
stop when
Bettany.
you said, "Let's drown her before we burn her." After that, you made another comment, and I'd like to apologize to the court and to the jury for some of the language that I'm going to have to use today, but unfortunately, you're going to see a lot of documents with language like this. After you said, let's drown her before we burn her, Mr. Depp, you said, I will fuck her burnt corpse afterwards to make sure she is dead. That's what you said that you would do after you burned her and after you drowned her. Did I read that right?
You certainly did, yes.
And you wrote that about the woman who would later become your wife.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Can you pull up Exhibit 245, please? Your Honor, there's been no objection to this exhibit, and so I'd move for its admission and ask for permission to publish to the jury.
Give them a moment to.
There's no
Your Honor, we have no objection to the portions that have Mr. Depp's text messages, but at the bottom portion, there is some from his daughter that we would ask be redacted.
The last two.
And Your Honor, that's okay, but there was no objection to this
I
on the
understand, but
exhibit list.
they don't appear to be relevant, which,
That's fine. We're happy to redact those.
okay. So 245 in evidence with the redactions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Depp, the top text message, we're going to focus on a couple of these, but the top text message is a text from you to Paul Bettany on May 30th, 2014, correct? Might need to scroll over, Michelle.
May 30th, 2014, yes.
And you recall that you testified yesterday about the flight that you took from Boston to Los Angeles on May 24th, 2014, right?
Yes.
You remember that? Okay.
Yes, I did.
And you testified yesterday that you didn't have any drinks before that flight, or maybe you had a glass of champagne or something. Remember giving that testimony?
Yes, I believe I said I had a glass of champagne on the plane.
Right. So in this text, if you could blow up, Michelle, please, that top text. On May 30th, 2014, you texted Mr. Bettany, just a little bit smaller. You texted Mr. Bettany, I'm going to properly stop the booze thing, darling. Drink.
This is the moment Depp's entire timeline collapsed. He testified he only had a glass of champagne before picking up Amber. One glass. Totally controlled. But Rottenborn pulls out Depp's own text to Paul Bettany, written in Depp's own words, describing a full blackout drinking binge right before that same pickup. So which story is true? Because $50 million is riding on that answer. If the jury decides Depp was lying about his sobriety, his credibility on everything else goes with it. And his response to being caught. Nobody saw it coming.
Half a bottle of whiskey, 1,000 Red Bull and vodkas, pills, 2 bottles of champers on plane, and what do you get? An angry aggro engine in a fucking blackout, screaming obscenities and insulting any fuck who got near. I'm done. I'm admittedly too fucked in the head to spray my rage at the one I love. Read that again. I'm admittedly too fucked in the head to spray my rage at the one I love. For little reason as well. I'm too old to be that guy, but pills are fine. Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
And when you said pills are fine, this was when you were just starting treatment with Dr. Kipper to try to get off of the pills that you testified about yesterday, right?
This is when I was still on the Roxicodone. It was before the detox on the island, yes.
Right, and you testified that when you were in Boston filming Black Mass, which you flew from Boston to LA, that you had just retained Dr. Kipper to help you try to combat that pill problem, right?
Yes.
Could you go 2 texts down, please, Michelle? And this is a text that you sent on June 8th, 2014, just scroll over, to Patty Smith. You see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And in this text, I won't read all of it, but you say this, I'm going to just read the first paragraph. My darling Patty Lee, I miss you and worship you, and there is nothing wrong between us. Never, ever could that happen. I've just been so beyond busy with film here in Boston and then back to LA for kiddies. When I was in NYC, they were brief visits and fucked and charged by horrific fights with Amber. I fucked up and drank and got shitty. Was so disappointed in myself. Actually, almost walked to your place at about 3:30 a.m. the last time I was there, unable to stop tears. Did I read that right?
You did.
Michelle, can you please take that down and let's pull up Exhibit 325, please. Mr. Depp, is this a text message exchange that you had with Ms. Heard on December 18th, 2014?
I see that.
Your Honor, I would move for admission of this exhibit and ask for permission to publish.
All right, any objection?
May I have a look at the,
Of course.
You can look at the
Your
bottom.
Honor, may we approach real quick?
Okay, sure. And Michelle, if you could just scroll down so the court and Mr. Depp's counsel and Mr. Depp can see it all. Is that all of it?
Sorry, Your Honor, we have no objection with to the unredacted version.
Okay, so this version that I'm
Okay.
seeing right now, correct? Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay, all right, 325, I got that. Hold on.
Excuse me, sorry, I just want to make clear, we haven't seen the other pages, but this page we have no
This
objection
is
to.
the only page?
I believe this is the only page to the document, Your Honor, right?
325 is only one page?
Just one page.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
No redactions, other than identifiers, but yes, you can do this one. Go ahead.
And Michelle, if you can blow up the large text at the top of the page. Mr. Depp, on December 18th, 2014, you sent this text.
This is the moment Johnny Depp's entire carefully crafted image collapsed in real time. Rottenborn just read Depp's own text back to him, where Depp calls himself a fucking savage and admits to behavior that completely destroys the gentle, victimized gentleman he's been selling this jury for days. Why does that matter? Because Depp is suing for $50 million, arguing Amber's abuse claims ruined his reputation. But here's his own words, his own phone, admitting savagery. You can't claim reputational damage when you're describing yourself this way. And Depp's response to hearing it read aloud. Nobody saw that coming.
I tend to do that. I always regret it when I jump, or worse, when you jump. I don't want to be conditioned to continue that behavior. Therefore, I'll put in heavy work with Shrank. I'm sorry for being less, for your disappointment in me, for my behavior. I'm a fucking savage. Gotta lose that. Gonna lose that. The devil is all around, right? I wish I were able to bring even just a glimmer of a smile to the pretty face of my most gorgeous of dreams and darkest nightmares. I love you far too much for you and I to be these heinous, slinging insults like we do/did. It is not anything that I am particularly proud of to have participated in, and I regret giving it life, because, motherfucker, how when we fight, little girl, how do we end up on the very edge of the precipice? And why? Wish I knew. Goddamn. And know that you are right. I am well aware that I should have been bigger than the moment, and that it will never again manifest in negative experiences. It can be done. What a killer concept to visualize. Wish you were in this lunatic's proximity. Be careful out there. I adore you. Did I read that right?
You did.
You can take that down, Michelle. If you could please pull up Exhibit 153. And Your Honor, we have a redacted version of this, but we'll put up the fully unredacted right now.
All right, just give counsel a moment to review.
Of course.
Your Honor, this has phone numbers in it, so.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Understood.
Just so you can see it first.
Okay.
Okay, could I have the photo? You don't take pictures of what's on their screens? I'm not. Okay, just making sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Depp, I'd like to turn your attention to the top 3 text messages on this page. These are text messages that you sent on January 17th, 2013. See that?
I'm sorry, I'm just reading the page.
Right. And the way these text messages are produced, sometimes there's big date skips and they're kind of jumbled in. So they're not all on the same chain.
No,
so
of course.
what I'm asking you about is just the top 3.
Certainly.
And those are texts that you wrote on January 17th, 2013, correct?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, permission to publish just those top 3 texts with identifiers and the others redacted, and move for admission of that redacted exhibit.
As long as it's not this version, that's fine. The version
We'll put up on the screen what I propose to admit as an exhibit.
Let me see what you're going to put up on the screen
Okay.
first.
We have no objection to this version, Your Honor.
All right, we'll have it as redacted. Okay.
Michelle, can you blow up the text boxes, please? On January 17th, 2013, Mr. Depp, you texted the following: For the idiot cow, 3 exclamation points. Next text. Will do. I'll smack the ugly cunt around before I let her in. Don't worry. And apologies again to the court and the jury for this language. And then you close by saying, did that worthless hooker arrive? Did I read that right?
You did, sir.
You can take that down, please. We talked a little bit about the term monster yesterday, correct?
Yes, I've heard that word quite a lot, yes.
Yeah, and you testified yesterday that you used that term to placate Amber, right? And I believe that you testified that it was the word that she clung to describe what was in her mind, not yours. I wrote down what you said. Do you remember giving that testimony?
The monster, more than anything, was Ms. Heard's way of referencing whether she perceived that I was on substances or taking substances. So the word monster became, it represented for her the consumption of alcohol or any other substances, whether it was actually happening or not, her perception. And so monster became her click word,
Right.
if you will.
But actually the term monster to describe yourself came from you.
Well, initially, Ms. Heard, I believe she started out with demons. She started out with, saying that I had demons. And then when monster was put into a conversation, which, again, I have a particular way of using words, vocabulary in my vernacular. So monster was something that which she stuck with, tried and true. I mean, she just stayed with that.
Right, but
you'd have to
it
accept
came from you. The term
unless
came
you
from
wanted
you.
to argue.
The term came from you, didn't it?
It's very probable. It's possible. It's probable that I might have used that word. Certainly.
Right, and in 2012, in fact, Elton John was one of your friends who was trying to help you get sober, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you sent him a message in 2012 where you thanked him for his help, and you said, quote, "I would have been swallowed up by the monster were it not for you. That is a simple fact." Isn't
Yes.
that true?
Yes. Again, the monster referring to alcohol and substances.
Correct. And you didn't send that message to Miss Heard. You sent that to Elton John. I would have been swallowed up by the monster were it not for you. Correct?
Elton
Can you pull up Exhibit 408, please?
was a dear friend who has been sober for 40 years, 30 years. So he was. We'd had discussions, and he wanted me to get clean, sober. So Elton actually sent a fellow called Charlie Dunnett, who worked with Elton for years and years. And
Mr. Depp, I appreciate that. My only question was just to confirm that you had sent that message to Elton John, nothing else. Thank you.
So I'll just stop talking.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I want to be
Certainly,
respectful of the
not a
court's
problem,
time
Mr.
and the
Roddenborn.
jury's time.
Sorry?
I just said I want to be respectful of the court's time and the jury's time, and I trust that you do too. So,
Well, I don't feel that I'm wasting anyone's time, sir.
could you pull up Exhibit 408, please? Mr. Depp, I'd like to turn your attention to the bottom text on this page. And can you confirm that this is a text message that you sent on April 9th, 2015, while you were married to Amber, to your sister. Do you see that?
The last,
The last text on the one on the bottom.
Yes, I see that, yes.
Your Honor, I'd move for admission of 408 with all the identifiers redacted and everything except the last text redacted.
Just the last
Yes, Your Honor.
one text.
We object, Your Honor. If we could approach it just very quickly.
The one I had and the one above it. Okay. And Mr. Depp, to clarify, is sis in those texts, is that your sister, or it could be Amber's sister too, right? One or the other.
Sis, I was referring to Whitney.
Whitney,
Bird,
okay,
yes.
so Amber's sister. Okay.
Yes, Amber's
Okay.
sister.
This is the moment the whole, "I'm the victim of enabling staff" defense starts to collapse. Depp just told this jury his team weren't yes men, they pushed back, they kept him accountable. Sounds noble, right? Except his own words from a previous trial confirm his staff would literally source illegal drugs for him on request. That's not accountability. That's a drug concierge. So why does it matter? Because Depp's entire damages case rests on being a man betrayed, not enabled. If his own people were supplying him, that story gets a lot more complicated. And his answer? Genuinely nobody expected it.
With redactions as it.
Mr. Depp, on April 9th, 2015,
Yes,
while you were married to Miss Heard, you texted someone named Sis, which may be her sister, you testified.
yes.
You said, "I'm all right. Though I never, ever want to lay eyes on that filthy whore, Amber A. Most embarrassing." Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
And when you called Amber that filthy whore, she was your wife at the time, correct?
Yes, sir.
Let's pull up Exhibit 427, unredacted, please. Mr. Depp, I'd like to direct your attention
Okay.
Is there another? Let's see. I'd like to direct your attention to the fourth text up from the bottom.
4 from the...
Chat number 1616. You see that?
Yes, I do.
And that's a text message exchange between you and Jerry Judge on April 26th, 2015, just a couple of weeks after you referred to Amber as a filthy whore. Do you see that?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, permission to and move for admission of this exhibit with the two text exchanges in that chat between him and Jerry Judge.
All right, well, why don't you show me what it would look like redacted?
Okay.
Can we do that?
Okay, sure. It's just
Before we
those
publish
two,
it.
Michelle?
He's having trouble with the sound. The sound. Oh. All right. Any objection to 427
No objection,
with
Your Honor.
redactions? Okay, 427 with redactions.
Thank you, Your Honor. If you can just blow the text up, Michelle, of both of those. Mr. Depp, on April 26th, 2015, Jerry Judge is your former security guy who passed away a couple years ago, right?
That's correct.
And he writes you and says, "Hi, boss. Just wanted to say if you and Amber need anything, just let me know. I will be there in 20 minutes. Johnny, it is lovely to see how you and Amber are so happy. The other day, watching the two of you sitting on the bench by the sea was fantastic. The two of you need happiness, and it is really great to see that. Love to you and Amber. XOXO, Jerry." Did I read that right?
You did.
And beneath that, you texted him back and you said, "Thank you, my dear Jerry. Very, very kind, mate. We have been perfect. All I had to do was send the monster away and lock him up. We've been happier than ever." All caps. "Love you, brother. JD." Did I read that right?
You did, sir.
Michelle, could you please pull up Exhibit 445, defendants? And in the text that we just saw, when you used the word monster, that Miss Heard wasn't on that text message, was she?
No, that was between Jerry and myself.
Thank you. Mr. Depp, I'd like to direct your attention in this message to the second text down, which is a text from you to Dr. Kipper, Dr. David Kipper, on June 28th, 2015.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yes, 26, 28, 215, yes.
Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of a redacted exhibit with simply that text. We're happy to redact the rest of it.
Is that text 139 or 137?
137, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
137.
No objection with
All
the
right,
proper
if we
redactions.
Get those redactions before we publish, or did you want to publish? Yes.
We'll make the redactions right now and then
Okay.
Publish that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, 445 as redacted.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, in evidence.
Thank you. And you sent this text on June 28th, 2015, and it said, you can blow up the text, Michelle, please. "Thank you, my darling Kipper. All those technical abbreviations left me flummoxed and in the dark. Soon, soon, I must see you and just hang out. My deformed finger and I have no friends. By the way, Amber and I have been absolutely perfect for 3 fucking months solid. I've locked my monster child away in a cage deep within, and it has fucking worked. We're goddamn best friends now. Amazing. Big love to you, my brother. JD." Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
And Amber wasn't on that text when you told Dr. Kipper that you had locked your monster child away in a cage deep within, was she?
No, no.
Can we pull up Exhibit 435, please, unredacted? It's just the bottom text that I'm going to direct your attention to, Mr. Depp. This is a text that you sent to Stephen Deuters on May 14th, 2015, right?
The last one,
Yep.
May 14th.
And Stephen Deuters is your personal assistant, or was your personal assistant at the time you were with Ms. Heard, right?
Yes, he's now my partner.
Okay. Now he's the president of the European branch of Infinitum Nihil, right?
IN2, yes, sir.
Move for admission of a redacted version of this document with just the bottom text, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, if you could just redact it just to the bottom text.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, 435 in evidence as redacted.
And on May 14th, 2015, you blow up that text, Michelle, please. You texted Mr. Deuters, need to discuss the news helicopters hovering outside the house this morning. I'm ready to shoot a motherfucker. But don't worry, the monster is not involved. Correct?
I see that, yes.
And Ms. Heard wasn't on that text, was she?
No.
Let's pull up Exhibit 196, please. This is on page 2, please. Are we on page 2? Yeah. So it's, Mr. Depp, I'd like to direct your attention to line 24. You can see in that left-hand column there. And this is a text message from you to Stephen Deuters, your personal assistant at the time, on October 31st, 2013, correct?
Yes, sir.
Permission to publish or move for admission, Your Honor, of just this page of the exhibit with just that text.
With the phone numbers redacted, we have no objection.
If you could do those redactions, so it'd just be page 2 of Exhibit 196.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you ever going to enter any other pages of this exhibit into evidence?
I'd like to reserve the right to
Then we'll call
to
this
do that.
196A.
Okay, thank you.
Just makes it easier for the record.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
This is the moment Depp's carefully constructed image starts cracking wide open. Rottenborn pulls out Depp's own testimony from his previous UK trial, a completely separate lawsuit, where Depp already admitted under oath that he kept cocaine in a personalized box labeled, property of JD, with a skull and crossbones. Depp just tried to dodge the question here, so Rottenborn essentially says, fine, let's use your words. Why does that matter? Because Depp is suing for $50 million claiming Amber destroyed his reputation. But his own testimony keeps doing that job for her. And it's only getting worse.
And in this text message from you to Mr. Deuters on October 31st, 2013, you write, thanks. She thinks that my Peruvian period has made me a monster and that I am ruining the relationship. You see that?
Yes, I do, sir.
The Peruvian period is a reference to cocaine, is it not?
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry, you said yes it is?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Let's go to Exhibit 293, please. Mr. Depp, I'd like to direct your attention to the bottom text, which is a text from you to an unknown number on October 4th, 2014. Do you see that?
The last one.
Yes.
Yes, I see that.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of modified Exhibit 293 with just that redacted version. And we may use other parts of it, so I'd ask it to be 293A or 1.
Okay, we can make it A. Let's
Okay.
keep consistent.
All
After
right.
293.
I forgot what you had said.
No objection,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
293A, we'll get the redactions done. All right, 293, maybe. There we go. All right. 293A in evidence with redactions.
Thank you, Your Honor. And in this text message on October 4th, 2014, you text someone, it's unclear who, you say, I am going to, quite gracefully, glide into a massage of my broken back and neck. I shall exit in 1 hour, a monster. Shall we each swallow an E each, parentheses, or perhaps it's MDMA, at around 8 p.m., and go to dinner with a few of my wee team at a wonderful Peruvian spot. Let us enjoy this night, my brother. Let us reward ourselves for the hard work and misery of the heat that we push ourselves to conquer every goddamn day. The Shatter. Did I read that right?
You did.
And E here, that's a reference to ecstasy, correct?
It is.
You can take that down, Michelle, please. You would agree that you found drugs and alcohol at an early stage in your life, right?
I've certainly, yes, I did.
And you testified a couple days ago that you had done just about every kind of drug there was by age 13 or 14, right?
15.
15. And you found that drugs are the only way to numb your pain, right?
They have always been a medicine for me, yes, a numbing agent.
And you said yesterday that, in fact, I think you said you take drugs to numb the demons, right?
I don't know that I said to numb the demons, but I have, well, if I did say demons, it is to numb the residual pain that I carry from my youth.
Right. And one of your good friends that you've taken drugs with before is Marilyn Manson, right?
Yes, we've taken, we've drank together. We've had cocaine together maybe a couple of times.
Pills, right? With Marilyn Manson?
I once gave Marilyn Manson a pill so that he would stop talking so much. Sorry.
All right. I get it. You employ a lot of people that work for you, right?
I employ a lot of people that
You
work
employ
for
a
me.
lot of people that serve various roles in your life, right?
Yes, yes.
And at least some of those people will do anything you ask, including some of them supplying controlled drugs to you, correct?
I would not characterize those people as doing anything I want or anything I said. They're not the yes men that you'd like them to be.
Can you pick up your testimony from the UK trial and turn to page 48, which is page 13 of the document, please?
Yes, sir. Sorry. Yes, I've got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And if you could please take a look at page 48, line 15.
Page 48, line 15.
You just testified that they're not yes men, right? That was the testimony you just gave, correct?
Yes.
Okay. On page 48, line 15 of your testimony in the UK, you were asked a question, they are people who will do what you ask. They will do anything you ask, including some of them supplying drugs to you, controlled drugs to you. Your answer was, there are people who work for me, work with me, who, yes, in the past, have been asked to provide whatever I have felt was necessary at the time. Question, well, putting it bluntly, if you wanted illegal drugs, controlled drugs, and you asked one of your staff, and I am not going to name anybody particularly right now, that member of staff would provide you with those drugs if he could. Answer, at times, yes. Question, despite the fact that it was illegal? Answer, yes. Did I read that right?
You did.
Can we pull up Exhibit 1085, please? You've seen this picture before, Mr. Depp, right?
Yes, I have.
Yes. And this is a picture that was taken in Miss Heard's former house or apartment on Orange Avenue after you two began dating, correct?
Yes, sir, and it's quite a composition. Composition of the photograph is very interesting.
I think that's something we can agree on. Your Honor, move for admission of Exhibit 1085 and ask for permission to
No
publish.
objection, Your
All
Honor.
right, 1085, published and in evidence.
This picture, you recall, Mr. Depp, was taken in or around March of 2013 after you had fallen off the wagon, right?
I'm sorry, what date?
March of 2013, I believe,
March
right?
2013.
Does that ring a bell?
If March 23rd, I had fallen off the wagon from when I was doing Lone Ranger, when Mr. was with me when I was sober.
Okay.
But that was the whiskey that's on the table was an average. Every day I would come home to her place and there would be a glass of whiskey waiting for me.
And you would sometimes drink whiskey in the mornings too, right? During this time period. I mean, isn't happy hour any time? And that cocaine, those white lines, those are cocaine. That's cocaine, right?
I would assume. It
Yeah,
looks
and
like
that's your cocaine that you kept in that box that says property of JD with the skull and crossbones, isn't it?
Well, the beautiful composition of the photograph would suggest that, certainly.
Yeah. You don't dispute that.
I don't see me in it.
No. But you don't dispute that you carried cocaine in that box that said property of JD. That was a special box that you carried cocaine in, wasn't it?
The box was a gift from someone. I can't say that I carried cocaine in it, no.
You can't say that you carried cocaine in that box?
No, but it looks like it would fit some cocaine. Cocaine is, in my experience, normally given in plastic bags. When you put it in a box like that, chances are very good you'll leave a trail of a long line of cocaine behind you,
Okay.
walking down the street. So,
Why don't you go ahead and pull up your UK testimony, please? Let's look at page 202.
202. Oh boy. Oh, I see. Yeah, you're going by those things.
It's page 9 of the document.
Once. I'm having trouble finding 20.
Are you saying page 9
Oh,
because there's no 2?
no, that's my fault. It's day 2, so I owe you another transcript. I'm sorry, my apologies.
Oh,
We're moving into another day now. Your Honor, permission to approach?
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you.
thank you.
So this, and I apologize for that, Mr. Depp, this is page 9 of the document, page 202 of the transcript. This was day 2 of your testimony in the UK.
Yes, I see it, page 202.
Yep. And on that, on page 202, you were asked a question. We'll have to work out what that was at a later stage. Can you see in the front that there is a little box about 2 inches by 2 inches if we compare it to the size of the credit cards? Answer, yes. Property of JD with skull and crossbones on it. Yes, I do. That, I suggest, is, this is the question, that, I suggest, is your cocaine box. That is where you would keep your cocaine, a special box that you had. Answer, I do remember the box. Question, do you remember it now? Answer, yes. I did not remember the property of JD. Yes, that is a box. It was carrying cocaine in it. I would say I probably was then. You see that? Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
And on the morning that this picture was taken, you were, this was during the filming of a documentary about Keith Richards. You remember that?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, sure. This picture was taken while you were filming a documentary about Keith Richards, correct?
I'm sorry, the date again on this?
Do you remember that? I
The
believe
date?
it was March 2013. You
That
should know
seems-
better
yes,
than I
that
do.
seems about,
Okay. And you see there's a Keith Richards CD, it looks like above that cosmetic case.
perfectly placed, yes.
Yeah. And you had an argument that morning in which you accused Amber of cheating on you. Do you remember that?
I believe Amber had an argument with me.
And you were using cocaine and drinking whiskey that morning, and as a result of that argument, you were late to the set of that documentary, correct?
In fact, I was not late to the documentary. Well, I was late, but I had called my crew because it was a day of filming performance between, it was Keith Richards, Tom Waits, and some other very talented musicians. The only thing that needed to be done in terms of performance was capture the performance. So I wasn't needed on the set, so I could come in anytime I wanted.
Okay, you just said that you were late though, correct?
Oh,
That's what
I
you
was
just
yes.
testified to. Okay.
Yes, yes.
All right,
And due to the argument, of course.
sure.
Yes.
I'd like to shift gears a little bit now. Well, actually, let's not.
This is the moment the jury sees who Johnny Depp really was behind closed doors. While still legally married to Amber Heard, Depp texted her own sister calling Amber a filthy whore. Not an ex. Not someone he hated. His wife. So why does that matter? Because Depp has spent days presenting himself as a gentle, wronged man who never showed contempt toward Amber. That story just collapsed in real time. The jury is watching a man sue for $50 million while his own words prove exactly the kind of hatred he claimed never existed. And Rottenborn isn't finished yet.
Michelle, could you please pull up Exhibit 152? Mr. Depp, these are various texts that you sent and received to various people in 2012. Do you see that?
Yes, seems to go from July to September.
Right, right. And we'll take them kind of piece by piece, I guess. I guess the first thing I'd like to do is take a look at exhibits, or I'm sorry, the entries 1628. So that's about halfway down the page. It's a text exchange, a text from you to Stephen Duders, your personal assistant at the time, and then a text from him back to you.
Objection, Your Honor.
Are they, you agree with that?
That's fine, Your Honor. Thank you.
152 with redactions and evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate your patience. Mr. Depp, we're going to take a look at two text messages here, or three text messages. On August 4th, 2012, you exchanged text messages with Stephen Duders, one from you to him and one from him to you. Do you see that midway through the page?
Yes.
And, Michelle, can you blow those up, please? In those text messages, you write to Mr. Duders, your personal assistant, "Yay, where is the little baggie you built in LA?" And he says, "Special baggie? I gave you can in 1480 kitchen. Not sure where it went after that. Thought I heard you say something along the lines of, I know what to do with it, exclamation point. Did I read that right?
You did, sir.
All right. Can you scroll down to the text on the bottom, please? This is a text, Mr. Depp, where you say, I use marijuana a lot, 3 exclamation points. I take pot. I read that right, correct?
Yes, you did.
And this is a text that you sent on September 11th, 2012, to just scroll over to the left, Michelle. This is a text that you sent to Brian Warner. Brian Warner's Marilyn Manson, right?
That's correct, sir.
Okay. Let's pull up Exhibit 145, please. Mr. Depp, this is a series of text messages from you to and from various people in 2012, right?
Yes, sir.
And, Your Honor, the text messages that I'd like to ask the witness about are the first 2. And then the or just those first 2.
All right.
We have no objection to the omission with proper redactions.
Okay, if you could redact just those first 2.
And I'd move for the admission of that document as redacted.
Sure, as soon as we get it redacted.
Thanks, Michelle.
That's fine. No objection.
Okay. All right, 145 and evidence as redacted.
Thank you, Your Honor. So this text exchange, Mr. Depp, between you and Marilyn Manson on September 11th, 2012, you text him, the pill and the plant stuff keep me calm and detached. And he texts you back, I have lots of reefers, many reefers, and cookies, which are weird, but pot is funny, backwards gateway drug. Do you see that?
I do, sir.
Did I read that right?
You did.
You can take that down, Michelle, please. And if you could please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 1089, 1089. Mr. Depp, I'd like to ask you about this photo. This is a photo of 4 pretty huge bags of marijuana, correct?
Yes, sir. That is a lot of marijuana.
A lot of marijuana.
Yes, sir.
And the coffee cup that's right next to that, that's a coffee cup for your company, Infinitum Nile, right?
That's correct.
And the furniture, this is taken in.
This is the moment the jury sees exactly who Johnny Depp is behind closed doors. That coffee cup in the photo? It's from his own company. His logo, sitting right next to 4 massive bags of marijuana in his private recording studio. So why does that matter? Because Depp spent days painting himself as a responsible professional unfairly accused. That photo doesn't just contradict his testimony, it destroys the carefully crafted image he's been selling this entire trial. And his explanation? Nobody saw it coming.
Exhibit 1089, Defendant's Exhibit 1089, and
No.
permission to publish.
No objection,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
1089 evidence. You can publish.
So this picture of these 4 giant bags of pot, at least 4, was taken in your recording studio. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can take that down, Michelle.
Are you at a good break point, Mr. Rottenborn? Just
Sure, the break would be fine.
okay, all right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's go ahead and take our morning recess of 15 minutes. So we just don't talk to anybody, don't do any outside research, okay? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You can be released. All right. Just we'll come back at, let's make 11:33, okay? 11:33?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.